saw it pop up.
So, and this, yeah, this is the, like, and you do have to work in the closet. This is the monitor where you do it. It's like
Oh, jeez.
corner over here, the workstation.
Right.
So, hey, Leonard. Just giving Louis a little tour of the closet here. So, this
That's
is like
cables. Oh,
all
man.
the cables connected to everybody's desks around the office. There's a couple routers and 3 switches in here. This open space at the bottom is where we're hoping to install these servers eventually once we get them cleaned up and ready to rack. And I'm kind of hoping to show Scott this demo too, so maybe we'll hang out for a couple more minutes and see if he shows up, and then we could, I guess in the meantime, maybe we can go look at our little staging area. Colin's getting fancy, pulling out the stand. So we had started to, Jason and Scott and I were here a couple weeks back. We had started to just, you can see some of the hardware that we have here. Those are all 1U servers. There's 7 of them in total, I think. 6, 1 installed, 5 here, and then 1 more little blue one over here. So we had started to install them, but then we discovered that this one here doesn't actually boot yet. There's an error code that shows up, or I think Jason, you looked it up, but it's like a memory issue or something like that. So we thought it'd be nice to be here where it's like quieter and there's more space, and probably what we'll end up doing for that is just unseating all these RAM chips and putting them back in again and crossing our fingers and hoping that that does something. And yeah. I guess we can turn this on while we wait here and see what happens. Let me know if I'm moving around too much or too little.
No, the perfect amount.
Trying to be gentle, and then it's hard on my. So yeah, I think it just gets stuck on. Was it B7? Was it stuck on there? Yeah. Do you remember what time Scott said he was leaving?
He left right at the university.
Okay, so it was 10:30 or so.
Or wait, sorry. 9. Yeah, that's right. 10.
So yeah, maybe we can. Did I say memory down?
Yeah.
Please check your memory. So I don't know. They all look fine, but I guess we can just pull them all out and. If, Arnold and Louis, have you fiddled much with hardware before?
Not with the server.
Not with a server.
I guess this is like a air. Feel free to get in here too. Maybe we can pull this table out a little bit.
It's like Charlie's dream. You can raise it up. He always liked the high workstation.
Oh man, yeah.
So like, yeah, there you go.
Take you guys on a little ride here. This is actually perfect, isn't it? Yeah.
We have the lab.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll just unseat these and if whoa, it popped right out of there. Yeah, there's even more under there. Does this actually come off or
Little shield.
you just don't feel very well seated in there, so maybe hopefully this will. All right, so I think all of those are out. And if anybody knows better than me, please pipe up. But what I think I've heard is that if you first ground yourself on, you should probably be wearing straps, but if you just like keep your hand on the metal here, I think you'll be okay. Keep one hand on the metal. You just push the chip down. Like don't try to snap it in from those, but just push the chip down. It should snap into place on both sides, so you get a nice firm seat. Some of these don't really snap as well as I might like.
I hear the snapping is just for aesthetics.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't always snap from what I hear.
Cool. I'll just try to make sure it's in there. Have you built a gaming PC or something, Louis?
No, but I watch a lot of
Uh,
I don't know if you know like Linus Tech Tips.
yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I like to just watch them for fun.
You gotta enjoy watching somebody build a $10,000 PC. Actually pay for
Yeah.
it yourself.
Press your fingers. No.
P7, that's the bad thing.
Yeah, that's right. No,
Oh, wait.
B9.
Oh.
Woohoo.
Good job, team.
So who knows which one it was, but I guess that fixed it.
They got jiggled when they dropped it and bent the thing.
Gosh, yeah. Yeah, we should take you on a tour of this. Either when they uninstalled these servers, they really messed them up, or the UPS driver was just dropping the box left and right because all of the I don't know if you can see this over here. These are supposed to stick straight out, and they're like way bent over. So hopefully they're okay inside. So and yeah, this is actually, these are wired to the Pixie network boot thing. So come over here, come. Okay, so it doesn't have our link. Maybe I didn't actually wire those to the right port. So, hey then. Is that ridiculously loud over the video? Can y'all hear the fan? No?
I know.
No,
Maybe
no.
Google Meet like has some kind of software to deal with that.
Again, lights. Neither of them. Oh, no, there is like for FTML. It's not for the other. So find enough cable. I probably just didn't wire it correctly and then.
Oh, cool. Okay. Maybe it would be, do you have it, just so we don't have to.
I'll figure it out.
Are you go on your phone?
Yeah. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. All right, we'll join you in the server closet in a second. Cool. So yeah, this is the patch panel up here where those wires supposedly come out from the there. It was B 46 and 47. And these wires go down to the this new 10 gig switch that we have here. So yeah, it's the right wire, but there's no link coming up on that port. Huh. Try a different one here.
Yes, it was 46, 47.
Okay. Oh, that one's getting a link. So maybe there's a problem with this switch port, or maybe I didn't enable that one on the switch. It's number 23. Try 22. Just to see. Yeah, that one works too. Try 23 again. Huh. So 23 doesn't want to work. Can check the switch config in a minute. So yeah, so there's a link now. So now we could go back. Hopefully, if we hit the button on this, it'll now get a yes. So I got an IP address and it downloaded the kernel over the network, and it's booting the kernel now. So I guess, yeah, downloads the root file system now. So it'll take a little while, but the first time a server boots, if it doesn't know about it, it just boots up and runs a bunch of scripts on it to tell you like how much RAM it has and CPUs and MAAS and listing node. It'll assign a random name for it too. This uses cloud in it, so it's like all the same stuff you see when you boot a VM for the first time. Yeah, mass commissioning scripts.
I missed what like prep did you just have to sell this to network boots and now and buy
It just does it by default. Yeah. Yeah. But I think it doesn't. It has two hard drives in it, but there's nothing on them, so it just falls back to the network eventually.
Is that like a server thing?
BMC credentials, so it creates an IPMI user, so it can manage the power of the server remotely too. Sorry. And I guess this would be a good time to share the screen here. So while this is happening, you can actually watch the server come up on here. That's so sweet. The name of our first server here is Tender Poodle. There's commissioning. You can see it has 32 cores, 128 gigs of RAM, 100 gigs of disk space over 2 disks, and the server just shut itself off. So once it does that, it shuts down again.
Wow.
And yeah, Supermicro motherboard, you get all this kind of information about it. And then once it's done that, you can begin to configure the network and the storage, and you can run some tests on the server if we want to. And yeah, right now it says power on. So if we do check power, it's now smart enough to know that the server is powered off. So we can run a test. I think it already ran this, but let's do a short smart test as well. So I'm just going to hit this button here. I swear I'm not pressing the power button here. Start test for machine.
Wow.
Turns it on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it'll take a little while to get back up again, but
So like, would you use MAAS to connect to the IP console if you wanted to?
it unfortunately doesn't do that. There might be a way to make credentials for yourself to do it, but they say that there's just so many different implementations of that that's kind of impossible to automate that part of it. But it does create the credentials, which we needed because somebody changed the credentials on this at some point. They're not the default, so I couldn't even log in without doing this part first.
Wow.
Stop sharing for a minute when this is going. Yeah, and if the BIOS wasn't configured to boot from the network, I guess you might have to change it to do that. But so far, these two have both done that okay. So handy 10 gig connections. Is up at 10 gigs. Cool. So that works over the network cables in the walls here too. 10 gig.
Wow. Yeah. So like we got cat 6.
I think so. Yeah. Tender poodle. Yeah, so only the first time it boots do you see that MAAS enlisted node, and after that, you get this. I've never run into an issue where I don't know, the first one didn't work or whatever, and you can come into the web interface and delete the server and start over again. But it does, once you do it, does really forget about it. So it's only app packages for Smart CPU Store. So it's installing like the SmartMon tools to run a test on the hard drives. The thing definitely does require internet access. I found that's what had some kinks to work out, and it needs internet access and it needs to be able to reach the MAAS server on like both this machine subnet and the one that it's like the management network that it's running. This takes a couple minutes, so you don't have to watch it. Let's see what else.
Yeah, if you have a isn't it? No, there's anything.
See if we can get you guys up on the big screen in here. Oh, that's fast. So yeah, once the test is done, if we check the web interface here, we can see there's 2 hard drives in here, and the first one is not happy about, and the second one looks fine. So like we could, I don't know if we can look into this some more. Maybe I'll wait to look into this until Colin gets back.
How does TV work?
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
One itself isn't turned on.
Yeah, I'm amazed it's still plugged in.
Oh.
There it goes. Okay. Where is this? On the opposite side from where it should be. Okay. So yeah, I can see that there's one drive failed the tests, and sometimes I can see more detail here, and sometimes I can't. you can, like, it ran, you can see the test that the command that it ran, that it failed to start and wait for switch. So that's one thing. My one complaint is it doesn't. There's not a lot of output here. You can't really tell. There's an exit code of 32, but it doesn't really tell you anything more than that. So, it's hard to really tell if the disk is usable or not. I think you can, if you want to poke around on it more. I think, let's see, enter rescue mode. I haven't actually done this before, but let's try it and see what happens. Here it's spinning up. In memory. That's a search machine for me. Cool. So that would be, would you in the hardware issues like that? Someone take it for a minute and boot it off. Oh, sorry, I forgot to switch the tab. This is that's something. And yeah, so I'm logged in to this machine as Tobias, and I have a SSH key configured in here, so it's also deployed the SSH key to the server. So we can connect to it. I think it has its own that it uses, its own base image that it uses for these things. I think it's 22.04. When you first go through the installation and setup, it prompts you to see what images you want to download. So I downloaded 2004 and 22.04. I think it even keeps these up to date. For new images every hour and automatically send them. Yeah. I feel like we do need another machine here now. So yeah, this is online. Let's see, does this tell us what's, yeah, so there's the IP address that it got. So switch to sharing that whole screen. But now I should be able to, let's just say, so that machine. I think it might do it as a Ubuntu user.
Hey.
Yeah. So like very limited effort, and to now have a where I can connect to the server remotely. Other than like turning it on for the first time, when they plugging it in and turning it on for the first time, that's the only time you actually need to and receiving the memory, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually be in the room with it. I guess it's looks like it's a relatively up-to-date image, but they must not release those every day. And I guess now, yeah, so now we could do type like this, sorry. And now we could do cd smart ttl-a SDA. Now we can do manually like things that the server requested itself. Wow, 47,000 hours. Now this is probably a test it just ran. I don't know. What is that? Divided by 24, divided by 365. 5 years.
5 years.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, it's been running for a little while. Looks like the airflow temperatures failed. It exceeded whatever the threshold at some point in the past. I don't know if that's the problem. Let's see if completed without error. So this one's only been, so they must have replaced this disk, or they just came from different servers when they shipped it to us. Overall health assessment passed. Health assessment passed. So these I did notice on another machine that these tests seem a little bit picky. It runs, the command it runs is -x all. And then if that returns a non-zero status code, yeah, like there's a 32.
Oh, is that the history?
Yeah, this is the history. Yeah, this is the history of temperature. So yeah, the drive did get pretty hot. 824.
Let's see that.
Must be wrong.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't in here. I wasn't here at 3:40 a.m. unless one of you guys was. But yeah, so I don't really know. There is a way to ignore the test failures. Wow, this one got up to 70 degrees at some point. These timestamps must just be all wrong. But yeah, the test completed fine. We could run a long test on it too. It takes a couple hours, I think. So we might want to deploy a operating system to it. Let's see. So so I don't know. I feel like that's enough investigation to like ignore this. So now I could shut it down from the here, or I could come back here and just turn it off. And it should
Wow.
shut itself down. So and let's see. So yeah, if we wanted to exit rescue mode, okay. So some tests failed. Use with caution. If you want to make any changes to the network configuration of the deployed server, you can come in here and do that before you install an operating system on it. Same with the storage, and yeah, I think I was going to use ZFS for this with the mirror, so we can use disks and partitions. What does that mean? Here, maybe we need to ignore that test failure first. So there's these, or suppress. There are these boxes over here to suppress these failures if you want to continue to use the server even though there were some test failures. Now you get a green check on that header up there again. Oops. So yeah, if we go back here now, now that's turned to green as well. I don't know why it says used. Systems.
Is that where Ubuntu's installed?
I mean, we haven't deployed anything to it yet, so I'm not sure why. Maybe that's just used for the.
What do you mean we haven't deployed anything to it? Because I thought it deployed like the Ubuntu.
It just booted it over the network, so hasn't installed anything on the hard drive yet.
Crazy.
Yeah. So now, yeah. So once you're like happy with that the server hardware is good, like we fixed the RAM and we checked the disks to make sure that they're like they may be on their way out, but they probably have a little bit of life left in them. There should be a way to actually make changes to the disks here. Let's change the default layout.
Cannot be modified unless the machine is ready or how.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Exiting rescue mode.
Oh.
What does that mean? Process of exit. See the action, exit, rescue mode. Do we just need to turn it on again to get that up? These are all the scripts that ran the first time it started up. Exit, rescue mode. Oh.
So are you saying that, or no, just keep watching.
Saying what?
You're going to configure the ZFS from that storage tab before you even like deploy Ubuntu disks kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I don't even understand.
Yeah, like normally there'd be, like if you download the Ubuntu ISO from the internet and try to install it on a thing, you have to go through like 40 screens and an ancient like read line, whatever that's called, the
Like that console thing.
console dialog.
Yeah.
Whereas now you can just configure it on the web, and then it'll put that in. And one of the best features is once you've done that, you can clone the configuration from another server. So you get one that you like, and then you can clone it and put that same config on another server. Fail testing. Now, can we do stuff with it? I don't think I've used rescue mode before. Enter rescue mode. Override failed testing. I guess that's what I have to do. Suppress test failure. Override tests. So what did that say if we? Okay, so now we can change the storage layout. So cool. So where is ZFS?
The cache in ZFS. Oh,
Support Ubuntu. Yeah, maybe the ZFS is a file system thing.
it's this add special. So
It's special. Yeah, that's much simple. What did I do this? Disks. Change target. Cool. So now we've got both disks are available.
oh, cool.
And gosh, how did I do this before? Add partition. There we go. Add partition ZFS root. Let's see if it docs on this. ZFS is the partition type and so slash is the not point. Okay, so we did get part 2, so maybe there is a part 1 somewhere. Use disks and partitions. And I found there's unfortunately no way to add the second disk as a member of the ZFS pool right here, but it's easy enough to do once the operating system is installed. So I'm not entirely sure that's correct, but let's just try deploying an operating system to it and see what happens. So we want Ubuntu 22.04, no minimum kernel. You can specify custom cloud init user data if you want to. I definitely recommend checking this periodically sync hardware. So when we do eventually load disks into this machine, it'll see them there and sync them back to this
That's cool.
web interface. So start deployment. Fans are turning on again. Any questions, Ronald or Louis?
Not so far.
Yeah.
Just kind of following along.
Yeah, it's crazy how simple it looks.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of magic happening behind the scenes. I've set up Pixie booting by hand before, like TFTP server and DHCP server and whatever else you need. And it takes like hours, if not days, and this just does it all for you, and you get your choice of operating system and can run all these scripts and record the results. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, this thing takes away that document. Keep it plugged in. Like install Ubuntu on it, and then we'd go rack it here, and you'd like what? Yeah, so we could basically just start putting those in now.
Put those in. Yeah, aside from the hardware things, I feel like it's just kind of a pain to like put them in and out. So I think we should do like we should run the hardware tests up here in case
Okay.
we do need to swap out the RAM. But yeah, like we probably could have moved this one over there after we did that and then installed the operating system on it from there. And yeah, like straighten out these things and stuff. So
And where are those two discs in here? Are they like these two or something?
I think they're can't actually tell, yeah. I think they're the first two.
So then there's 8 left that you.
Yeah. I think there's enough for 4 per storage server. So, and cool, I did install the right version of Ubuntu on that. It's 22.04 for the storage ones, and OpenStack is Koala is 20.04 is the supported version for that. So we should install 22.04 on all the ones with a SAS card in them and 20.04 on the others. So.
Cool. And so the storage nodes will only be storage. They won't have or OpenStack on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and the rails, that's something we should do too. These rails are kind of a mess we found. Like this and here before. Yeah, like we need to swap some of these things around, I think, and it's been bent out of shape a little bit. So we can have like a staging area here to get stuff ready and then move it over there. And yeah, these don't like some of the like the MAAS in there, you can pull the entire, it's like a 2U server, probably weighs like 40 pounds or something. You can pull the whole thing out of the rack and it just like stands there. These, it doesn't have, these are very basic rails, so you don't want to mess with them in there as well as possible. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't actually watched the install before. It's slowly downloading the packages it needs, I guess. And I guess while this is going, we could, so I'll go hit that. I'll go hit the power button. Oh, I'm taking your picture. Sure.
Are you writing a blog post, Colin?
Oh, I don't know. It just seems too cool not to document. Alan wanted me doing a Twitch stream or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't feel very comfortable with. This is our compromise, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta give out walkthroughs.
Yeah. Make it a nice video. But I feel like, yeah, really having like one more laptop or phone or something helps, I think, a remote experience. So. And this, yeah, I'm curious if it, I don't know if it like Pixie somehow tells it to boot from hard drives or, yeah, how that works exactly. So I'm curious to see what it does here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, now it's booting from hard drives. Don't know where they are, but somewhere. No. Okay, thank you. Louis and Ronald are on the video here. Yeah, I should have said before, you're also recorded.
He's got legs. Hey.
We just installed Ubuntu 22.04 on this over the network. So, living in the future. Yeah. This is the, it generates a random name for it and it's touching the first one, person intended to it. Oh, so, network. Yeah. I don't know where the other one is. I notice this sometimes hangs here. I don't really know what the problem is. Like it's waiting for DHCP? Yeah, I don't know. Where are the other ones at, too?
We get through my list of current learning to do lists. Yeah. I got to get into network stuff. Oh,
Hey!
loyal mouse. Loyal mouse.
I wonder if it hands out IP addresses from different branches based on how it's being commissioned. So this one, is this actually plugged in? Oh, there it is, huh? Warning. Fonts. Is there a link on this? This is the primary network interface here.
I see no lights
No, nice.
on, oh wait, maybe it's,
They're pretty. Some of
oh
them
yeah,
are kind
they're
of faint.
lights,
They're
yeah.
okay. Cool. Maybe there's still some kinks in the network somewhere. That one's done. Yeah, so run some tests on this too. Right.
so is Loyal Mouse another one of these in the rack?
So that's Loyal Mouse is one rack, yeah.
You guys put that in like last week or something?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, we actually put this one in first and it didn't boot. Like, oh no. So we put another one in instead, and thankfully that one booted. So hopefully this will be accepted, but we'll probably get to check it out here. I don't know what's going on with this one. Something's happening. Okay, well, booted. Just the magical question is, can we now? You're right. Like one for the video and one here would be nice. So if I can look up the IP address for Tender Poodle, and let's see if we can. Wow. Oh, maybe.
I don't see your keyboard. Dude.
Yeah.
That says really
Thank you. Yeah. Something, yeah, definitely. I wish you could scroll up and, oh, can you scroll up and something? No, you can't. Okay. Um,
So it still says it's the point.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not green.
Oops. Something didn't run that was supposed to, I feel like, when it booted up, like all those errors we saw on the console.
Mm.
Um, check the. 30.0.10. Make this a little more permissive and then try it again.
Do they get an IP in like the other subnet?
It's supposedly got one in the right subnet, but I did notice that like sometimes the server will try to access the MAAS on the 10.30.30 IP address, and sometimes it'll try to access it on the 10.30.0. Maybe it's trying to do it on 10.20.10 as well or something, and that's failing. So it's the 10.30.10. I guess what we could do is copy that. I guess we'll be able to see if that's used or not with that. So say we weren't here and didn't notice that, I guess we could just abort and turn it off. There it goes. And we could deploy again.
The vent fan over the stove.
What is that cloud init doc? Like, what is, if you check that box, does it?
It's just, I think it's custom data. Like
Oh,
it
it's
gives you a
custom.
place to upload
Oh,
your,
cool.
yeah. All right, let's try that again. Actually, maybe we should move this over there before we open up this for another server.
Sure. Just unplug everything.
Yeah. If we can get 3 of these done today, that'll be an accomplishment.
Yeah, they don't give you much clearance to get the.
No, Scott had to use like a knife or something to get out of there.
That's that little tab.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just set this aside for now. We can. We don't actually have to be here for it anymore. So. And there you can see the SAS card in the top there. If it doesn't have one, it'll be just open. So this means it can support all 8 disks. The ones without one can only support 2.
Is it, but this looks like the same as that one, is that right, or no?
It is. Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, looks like-
Sure.
And the red is the IPMI port, which is that one. Yeah. And, I think it needs to be the primary NIC, which, do you remember? I think it was that one.
Shoot, I don't remember.
I think it's that one. Power and monitor. Oh, that's a good spot right there. Yep, that's B7. Good. Wait, what kind of update on here? What didn't happen over there? Have this thing come out? Maybe it just turned off. The cable get pulled on or something? Hey, there it is. Oh, gosh. Unfortunately, they don't. Should we try to get this one?
Sure. Follow us in.
Okay, cool.
Live feed.
So,
I'm gonna have to have those. I'm gonna have to
yeah, interesting. Think we want it to look like that, like, no, nothing in the front and block in the back. It doesn't have to have the thing in the back, so maybe we should try. Because yeah, you can't screw there, there's no screw holes in that. I think the thing we ran into before is that if it has an plug in the front, then you can't feed the server into it. But maybe we can try.
just be close.
They're very easy to put in the wrong way too. This is the part that the server actually slides into here. And you can see how, I mean, this thing only goes back like halfway. You can see how unstable it can be if you don't have it. Wow. So, yeah, let's get these installed and then come back and get the server. Yeah. Yeah, I lied. They do have this thing. It's not in the back.
Joey's
Okay.
the
All right. Yeah, the studs don't fit. I was wrong. So yeah, the studs, these things don't fit in front. So we need to try to find some with those blocks on the front instead.
No, I think.
Let's go.
Is that seated in there?
Nope.
Yeah. Is that clipped in there good? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this has a, you see this little tab here? It's supposed to sit down and hold the thing in place when it's bent out. It's tough right out. It can loosen that. Yeah. Maybe once the server's in there, it'll hold it in place. Are these the kind of things that like are generic and you can buy any kind of rail, or is it... They're pretty specific. Yeah, I had to buy some for the switch up here, and it was even used on eBay. I think they're $150 just for these two pieces of metal. Oh my goodness! Wow. Luckily these all came with some. Yeah. Not here. Living right there. So I don't know. I'm probably not going to go in there. You need to find a pair of pliers to bend that. Bend that. And see. I usually go and scavenge Scott's stuff. He's got the best stuff. All right, we got that thing. Ooh, it's like some different kind of lighting back here. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. Perfect. Yeah. A little better. Oh, and that one, is that flipped in place pretty well? Yeah. Cool. So maybe, yeah, maybe we'll try it. We have these pliers to bend that.
So not only does the wires bend cold to his will, but also metal.
What'd you say, Ronnie?
I said not only does the wires bend cold to his will, but also metal.
What was it? It said you bend code to your will, but also metal. So yeah, that doesn't want to bend. I think I just made it worse by trying to bend it with there. So maybe we can try to slide the server in and see if it holds it in place. Yeah. Oof. Guest star in the background. Gonna grab this the other side of it, Jason. Right. Gonna grab this side of it and you can start over. Slide it in. Yeah. Oh, that's right, Scott. You could have been watching this while you're at lunch. Yeah. I didn't think about it either. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Uh-oh. Blocking the thing from going in.
That switch is quieter with the fans going the other way.
Yeah. A little better, right? I did it. I did go ahead and order some of the cues too, so
That'll help.
try to. And yeah, what do you all think about this? Here's how it's supposed to look with this more flush. But with it sticking out like this, that the server's in there, you can't, it blocks the server from going into the rack.
Oh,
I think if it got in there, it would hold it down, so it doesn't hold itself in place. I tried to bend it, and I think it's made it worse.
Wow. Can we tape it down to get it over the edge?
Right there.
Yeah,
that's
how
a
hard
good
is it
idea.
pushing? Would tape
Um,
hold it?
We might, yeah.
Or if we had a way to grab it, we could
Hold it back. Yeah, if it had a card or something, it could be a safe idea.
did we have one of these that wasn't starting, Tobias?
We fixed it. We
Oh, okay.
popped out all the RAM and put it back in and just booted right up. So
That's
yeah.
where I was thinking of that.
Yeah. That's actually this one, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah. You guys know where that blue tape will have?
You playing the find the end of the tape game?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna switch here now. Okay.
did somebody say something? No, okay, cool. I see.
Might work. Use a big tool. Past that. Cool. You get on that side?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a silly? It doesn't look like it's seated in the back, is that? It's hard to look. If you come all the way like back here, this side is like wherever it is, isn't in the rail right here. Oh yeah, you can feel it. I don't know. Is that okay?
It doesn't start until like right here, so that whole back is
Okay, cool.
It got past the first block, but now it's something. Yeah, they're really fun.
Pleasure. Having something. Wow.
Is that by your little point? Um, I don't know. I'll check. I'll check. might need to find another rail and figure out what's going on. Yeah, this thing just gets spot on, but it's not clear to get in there to push it down. And I didn't notice that like rebar coming through the concrete right there. Oh. That'd be like the last good one. And for this, I'm gonna take over video and you can go on and you can. If the players can do that to you. Oh boy, what do I do? So, you want to match the setup of this one here so that this thing clips in the back. Oh. And then you screw that, you put the rail over it and screw it in. The middle thing really does clip through the rack. So snap it in place first and then put the rail on top.
Oh, the black one?
Yeah.
And you like tighten these?
Yep.
Yep.
It had a stupid black flip on the back of it. I'm wondering if that's
Oh, really?
getting in the way.
Yeah.
I
It has one of these in the holes right behind.
Oh, that could very well have been a problem.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. All right, you guys want to do the honors? That's in there. Good too. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Oh.
Hey! Fifth time's a charm. That's pretty good.
Feels solid.
Yeah. Okay.
Neat.
So, can show you the. Can I take this back? I'll show you the wiring setup over here.
Oh, that is not pretty.
So these, I configured these first four blocks on the hardware VLAN. So these should go to the main Ethernet ports on the servers, and then these two are IPMI and the IPMI VLAN. So you can see this white cable goes to the IPMI port on the first server there, and the two network cables from the first server go to these two ports. So maybe for this one, we should wire these second two to the two network ports on there, and then the IPMI cable to one of these, and this block over here.
Why are there two?
The hope is that we can create a bond interface out of them eventually. So if one link goes down, we'll still have access to the server, or we'll have double the bandwidth, like 20 gigabits per second.
Oh, okay.
at least when it's spread across different connections.
Cool.
So we need, three Ethernet cables, we need a power cable, and I think that's it. So,
And you trying to stick with like those skinny cables for the network and
I don't know. What do you think, Scott?
It'd be nice, but I don't know if we had enough color coordinated cable.
Okay.
I guess it's kind of color coordinated cable, people were saying, but I think I got some more of the skinny ones in my bag.
Okay. Yeah, I guess for now I can just move one of these.
okay.
Because it's not using it anyways. You move that under again. Perfect.
Yeah.
Geez, how did you do that?
Yeah, it was. Did you get like a new UPS, or is that just the same old thing that's been down there, or where's that plugging into?
I ordered a couple, but they're not here yet.
Okay.
I need to find one more cable for. Come back and
Yeah. Especially for this room, I feel like it's just like really this like precarious stack of keyboards.
Yeah, that's probably been said many times. If you hit the power button on that server, Jason, does it come on? I guess this is next to the plug in.
Not
Do you see any spare power ports on the back of this PDU in the bottom? I think they might all be filled, aren't they? We need those UPS.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. Oops. We may have just lost something. It got very quiet in the server cloud. Oh. Switch to Wi-Fi. Hey, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Maybe we blew a circuit because everything just turned off in the office.
Did the PDU get unplugged?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. The PDU plug is super weak and the
Ah, crazy. I switched over to, yeah. Oh, I can like hear all the switches and things.
Right, these are the door switches.
Door switches like,
Exercise once in a while. We're doing real life.
yeah.
Yes, it's on fire for that was a
Okay.
literal. Didn't. Yeah, letting out. There's a little bit.
I wonder if this is still recording on this. Yes, it probably is.
Oh, right on your meet.
Yeah.
I think I started. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Yeah.
Everybody else.
Oh, right, because I got disconnected from my desk.
Oh, it still is. Can you see?
Does it still say recording on your end?
Yes, it does.
Oh, cool.
All the fails here.
Edit that out.
All right. I'm sorry, servers. Do this one more time. It's a lot better. That's good. We'll wait for everything has to boot back up again, including the math.
Yeah.
Then we'll wait to hit the power button on that. Okay. This one can feel like it. Loud in here and everything just turns on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, is there room to install new? There's a spares. New spares here. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. So where is the? Oh yeah, checking out our. I think we're bringing an electrician sometime this week to add another circuit. Is that where the closet is? You want to get in there and look? Yeah, none of those server racks. Oh, server racks. Sweet. Okay, cool. 8 and 10, 8 and 10. So 20 amp. They're already 20. They just didn't have the right plugs. Oh, I did. Man, should have. We have a kilowatt here. Should have plugged that in for this. See how much you have. But these are all powered by. Let's see. So there's 100 amp that goes to this panel. This is like a sub panel off of this one. Yeah. So I don't know what the deal is there. Or is it downstairs too? Do you know? It's downstairs, like the back. Yeah. This has got to be all in, right? I feel like. It's like this one always trips. Okay. What time is it? Did you confirm if there's Val?
Well, if there is, it doesn't affect on me.
Okay.
There was a poll on actually canceled.
Oh,
I don't know, 5 or 6 along, or yes. I thought it started at 11:30, but.
Yeah, Kel said she was going to reschedule it to the week Karen returns, I think.
Oh, right, so we after that. No bell for that.
no bow. Okay. Cool. Is that we're pretty close to where I guess we
try to fit one more in there.
Fit one more,
I don't
yeah.
know, if there's anything else exciting to
yeah
Yeah.
document. Yeah.
Did the servers return?
Did they come back on? Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
You're offline. How do you get? Is that the next one?
Hey, we're back. I'll turn this one on.
A very exciting fireball all of a sudden out of the power unit.
Oh my gosh, really?
It's just, it's like, oh my god, it scares me so bad. Well, I'm genuinely shocked that nothing else burned out in it.
Wow. Did we kill it? Pulling the power in the middle of everything? Oh no. So no, the servers did not come back. Oh, failed to import images. Actually try to succeed. That's not
Maybe that's just a mass sync.
yeah. Tender Pluto come back. Power on, failed deployment. One thing we probably should have done out here is label these things with either this name or you can rename them in the web interface here too if you want to.
We'll get the label printer.
I'll run some tests on this one. All right, yeah, I feel like most of the exciting stuff is through. So maybe we can see what Palin thinks, but maybe we can stop the recording and it's lunchtime too, so feel free to hang out or drop and get lunch, Louis and Leonard, if you want to. So we'll probably try to maybe get one more of these in the rack today if we can convince some Rails to do that. So what do you think, Colin? Are we good to stop the recording for now, or is there anything else?
Sure.
to capture?
No, that was cool. That was fun. Yeah.
Thanks for coming along for the ride. If you have a Cactus VPN account, this MAAS interface here, you can get into it and like manage some physical servers from your house, Reinhard and Louis. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I can get you an account in here to play play around with it. And once everything's in the rack, I think that's when I think we talked about doing that during ship it day, like the Ceph cluster, which is a storage cluster setup, and the OpenStack cluster setup. So the hope is that, yeah, we can get the hardware happy and installed and free ourselves up from, you can see how like, I don't know, error prone and time consuming it is to fiddle with the actual hardware. But once we get it in there, hopefully,
Yeah.
a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So. All right. Any other questions or things you all had before we shut this off?
Thanks for sharing this around. That was good. That was nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, that's fun.
Maybe we can make our first. I don't know. I'll let Colin decide what we do with all of this footage.
All right, then. Bye, team.
Okay. Thanks, guys. See you later.
See you.
If I just end this or close this, will it stop, or how do I stop recording?